Okay, we are in Detroit Memorial Park East Cemetery, Section 2, Lot 1526. Coming up to the gravesite of one Elijah McCoy, born in 1894 and dying on October 10th of 1929. I think I'm a lunatic or something. Elijah McCoy was an African-American inventor born in Canada and the son of escaped free slaves. As a man, he moved to Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is located about half an hour, 45 minutes outside of Detroit. Let's see here. He gained employment as a railroad engineer in Ypsilanti, where in 1872 he invented a drip cup for oil bearings while the locomotive was in motion. Okay, let's see. It became known as the McCoy system. His other inventions included, but not limited to, the lawn sprinkler and the ironing table. During his life, McCoy received over 57 patents for devices which he improved or otherwise invented. High quality of McCoy's inventions, improvements gained such prominence that the phrase "the real McCoy" was coined to distinguish the father of lubrications. Inventions, improvements from cheap imitations. Oh wow. In 1929, McCoy died after living in the Elois Infirmary in Elois, Michigan, while suffering from senile dementia caused by hypertension. So that's pretty much it for that. Alright, we are in section 17, lot 2856, coming up to the gravesite of one William Little Willie John, born on November 15th of 1937 and dying on May 26th of 1968. Little John was born in Arkansas and raised in Detroit. He sang with Count Bessie at the age of 14 and won a contest at that age. In 1955, he had his first hit single, "All Around the World," which reached number 5 on the R&B charts of that year. Let's see here. The next year he recorded "Fever," which reached number 1 on the R&B charts of that year. Let's see. The song was later recorded by Peggy Lee, whoever that is, probably an R&B musician or something. Other hits he recorded included "Home at Last," "Talk to Me," among others. His temper was fueled by alcoholism and probably drug abuse. He was dropped due to these causes. He was dropped from his record company in 1963. In 1966, he was convicted of manslaughter and sent to Washington State Penitentiary for fatally stabbing another person after a show he had in Seattle. Appealing the conviction, he was released while the case was being considered. During this time of his release, he recorded what was to be his comeback album, but due to the contract issues from various different causes and the failure of his appeal. Let's see. His album was not released until 2008 under the name 1966. Little Willie died in 1968 while incarcerated in Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla, Washington. Some claims mention on the internet and books and resources and whatnot mention that he was strangled to death by another inmate, while others say it was a heart attack. Needless to say, I'll let you come up with your own conclusion on the cause of death, because some people are saying he was strangled to death, while others are saying it was a heart attack. And finally, a little bit of trivia. Little John was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996. He is the brother of singer Willie John. He is the father of Keith John, who is a longtime backing vocalist for Stevie Wonder. One other thing I'd like to point out, James Brown, who early in his career opened for Little Willie, recorded a tribute album titled Thinking About Little Willie John and A Few Nice Things. Coming up to the gravesite of one, Robert Henry Warren, born on August 13th of 1919, dying on July 1st of 1977. Robert Warren was a blues musician born Robert Henry Warren. He learned guitar skills in Memphis as a youth. He became one of Detroit's top bluesmen when he came to Detroit to work for General Motors in I don't know what year. He recorded his first album in 1949, followed by the hit single I Got Lucky in 1950. Backed by Sonny Boy Williamson, he recorded Santa Fe and Chocolate. Alright, we're in section 36, lot 539. Coming up to the gravesite of one, Darrell Eubanks, also known as Banks. Let's see here, born on July 20th, 1937 and dying on February 24th of 1970. Born in Mansfield, Ohio and growing up in Buffalo, New York, he learned to sing in gospel churches before choosing a career in music. He signed with Solid Hits Bound Records, who released his hit single, Open the Door to Your Heart, in 1966, which was written by Dennis Albert, but was credited to Dennis or Darrell Eubanks, also known as Banks, as writer. A legal battle ensued over the writing of the song, and the case was settled out of court in Albert's favor of him winning the court case. Let's see here. Other hits Darrell Eubanks wrote included Somebody Somewhere Needs You, Angel Baby, Don't Ever Leave Me Mama, Don't Never Leave Me, among others. See here, in 1969 with Stax Records, Banks released another full-length album, but the album was a bust, meaning it did not sell well. Let's see here, what else we have. In 1970, Banks was shot and killed by a Detroit cop after Banks intervened in the cop's affair with Banks' girlfriend, Marjorie Bozeman. And this is pretty much. Alright, we're in section 13. The gravesite of one, Terome T-Bone Hannon. Born in 1864 and dying on September 4th of 2003. Hannon was a music producer and noted bass guitarist. He toured with such groups as She Daisy, Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, DC Talk, Shane Miner, and Shania Twain. At the time of his death, he was touring with musical artist Jewel for 3 years and was about to go on tour before his death.